Hey guys, welcome to back to school. We had a nice Thanksgiving holiday. I trust everybody had a great holiday, and we've got more holidays to come. Hey, and we're going to be all done by the time that arrives. So we've got two more modules to go. This week, you want to wrap up Module 4. So you've got a little. Most of you have got your assignments in. It looks pretty good. I just wanted to kind of go over a few best practices this week. We're still in Module 4. Module 5 is the biggie. Pardon me. Piece of hair there. Sorry about that. Module 4 is wrapping this week. Everything is due this week. You had your quiz and the discussion board was on Monday, and then you've got till Friday to finish that paper. I have been noticing a few things that I think might help you get better points on these things. I've mentioned the APA formatting that needs to be used for the class. We're going to kind of cover that again, and I'm hoping this is going to improve your points on these papers, because a lot of you are losing points because you don't have it in the right format. You're copying and pasting it from your phone or something, and it looks terrible on my end. So let me kind of let's kind of look at a few things to kind of help you kind of tighten up more of a college level paper submission here. I know you guys are still in high school, which is awesome that you're taking a college class at this level, but I think this is going to really help you long term. You really kind of have to pay attention to these details to get better grades at the college level. High school, it might be okay, but in college, they're not going to accept it, okay? I'll just be really honest with you. They're not going to accept the kind of work that's been turned in. A lot of you have been doing okay, but a lot of you really need to kind of take it up like 3 notches to be at college level here. So let's take a look at that. So I've got this going on. Let's take a look at the course. I've got the APA format up here. Let me just kind of rearrange a few screens here. Okay, I am sharing my screen with you. And so this is that APA template format. So a lot of you that were having trouble with this, I sent you, you're going to see in the details of your grade that I sent you, and it says, please look at the APA template. This is the APA template. It is also in the portal. It also is in the course materials. We have talked about this before, but this is going to be critical mass for that final paper that you're submitting in the next module. You have to have this correct. Otherwise, you really are not going to like your grade, okay? You have to take it up a notch. This is a college level paper. It is a specific style. The American Psychology Association, that's what APA stands for. You need to know this before you get to college. You can't use the excuse, I didn't learn this. You're supposed to learn it. If you didn't learn it in a classroom or you don't remember it, you need to figure it out, okay? All right? That's what it's like in college. They're not going to spoon feed you how to do this, okay? I'm spoon feeding it to you now only because I'm concerned about your success. And, you know, you really need to do this. You need to pay attention to this. Otherwise, you're not going to like your grade, okay? So here is the APA template. APA format template. Here is a title page, okay? Title page is on its own. See how that's just one page, okay? You want to craft a title that creates interest in reading, okay? So influential artists of 21st century, right? You don't want to just give me the boring name of the assignment. All right. This is really going to kind of take it up a notch. You want to make sure that everything is capitalized. Oh my gosh. And spelled correctly. Influential artists of the 21st century, right? This should be your name. Okay. And then you can put the college name. But this is a title page that's all on its own. This is the APA formatted style. You might have learned an MLA formatted style. You might have, Chicago has its own style of writing. From University of Chicago. This is APA style, okay? So I'm giving you a little cheat sheet here, APA formatted style. I'm going to email it again to everybody so you have this, but some of you have already been getting it in your grade feedback if you haven't been doing it. So title page. So you have to skip until you to the next page, all right? Title page is all on its own. I can't emphasize that enough. Craft a title that isn't just the boring name of the assignment. Create a title that creates interest in someone reading it. Okay? Influential artists of the 21st century, right? Think about it, right? Maybe you won't be satisfied. Maybe you type in one and by the time you finish your paper, you'll change it again, right? Create interest in reading your topic, okay? That's what you want to do. And certainly you want to do that for Module 5, okay? This is where your paper will begin. You need to indent, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. 5 tabs, if you just tab on your computer keyboard or 5 spaces, you need to indent. This is the APA formatted style. You may have learned a different style where you don't do that. You got to take it up a notch. This is APA. You got to indent paragraphs, okay? So when your subject changes, you indent, okay? I've been getting a lot of stuff that's like one paragraph that's like 2 pages long, all right? It makes it very hard to read, and it's also not the APA style, okay? This isn't my rule. This is the college rule, okay? And this is one of those things that kind of separates the college going, people from the non-college going people, okay? If you can't craft a paper in the appropriate style, you're not going to cut it in college, okay? You're just not. You're not going to like what you get the feedback. The professor on the college end, I'm being nice. They're just gonna say F, and you're supposed to figure it out, okay? That's what happens in college, all right? This is your segue for me kind of giving you a little spoon here, all right? Pay attention to these details, all right? So this is where your paper will begin, right? All papers have an introductory paragraph, right? You don't want to just dive into the subject, right? You don't want to format it weird. Like some of you have been like center spacing stuff. Don't do that. All right. Don't skip lines between paragraphs or hit the enter key after your lines. Word will do this for you. Be sure to indent the first line of each paragraph a ½ inch. Use the tab key. All right. There shouldn't be any information in the rest of your paragraphs that's not mentioned in your introduction. Okay. Essays should include a thesis statement. All the thesis statement is a clear sentence that tells us what the paper is about. So your thoughts are organized and your reader is not confused. Okay. This is key. If you just dive into it, I just read a paper about a film, and the details of the film were really good, but they kind of put the introduction in the last paragraph. All right. And it really threw things off. It didn't make sense. All right. So after your introduction, this is when you start talking about your topic. Okay. Depends on how much information you have to cover. Be sure to check the minimum length. All right. Most everything is 1 to 2 pages. But now this next paper in Module 5 has to be at least 4 to 5 pages. Now, and that's not including the title page or the references. Okay. So you have to have 5. That's why you did that outline back in Module 2. Okay. With 3 points of evidence, because you're going to take those 3 points of evidence and now craft it into a 4 to 5 page paper. Okay. Sources can be in text. All right. But pretty much put the sources at the end. Okay. If you've got a huge quote, you need to indent it and put it like this. All right. If it's more, you don't want to do anything more than 40 words. Otherwise, it's just not very creative. You're just kind of reusing somebody else's words. You have to kind of add your own author's take, right, on what you're telling us about. Okay. So then, indenting those paragraphs, right? Wikipedia is a good starting source, right? But go to other sources, right? You want to use sources, library sources from Rasmussen. You can use other university sources. You can use museum sources. Maybe there's, because we're talking about humanities, there many times there's a particular source on a specific artist, or author, or politician that you can use, okay? Your last paper, this is the other thing that I'm seeing, papers are just ending, okay? And you may feel like you've thrown everything in there that's good for the paper, but your last paper needs to be a conclusion, all right? You don't want to introduce any new information. If it hasn't been mentioned before, don't put it in the conclusion. You want to tell us, you basically want to, I've been typing this a lot on the papers you guys have been submitting, summarize what you've just proven. All right. I just proved that President Barack Obama and Dr. Martin Luther King are influential to the humanities. I talked about their activism. I talked about their political campaigns. I talked about their fundraising events, the fact that they've won Nobel Peace Prizes. You want to be specific. Summarize, show us what you've proven, okay, that you've shown in the above paragraphs. That's what your conclusion is about. Be specific, not vague, okay? I've been seeing a lot of vague ones. So once you've wrapped up your paper, you need to have a reference page. Now for this Module 5, 4 to 5 pager, you have to insert that page break, okay? And then put your references, okay? Now you don't need to do this every time. You just need to do it once, okay? And then probably the most typical that you're going to have, like here's for the film, you should have formatted it like this. Okay, a lot of you just typed a link, all right, and that was not good enough. That's not APA. All right, let's look at that. How do we craft the correct APA? Some of you have been doing great at this, okay, but some of you have just kind of totally missed the boat. So let's kind of cover that again. I want you all to get a great grade for this this final paper due in Module 5. You're going to need to spend a little bit of time with it, all right? If you want to send me an early draft of it, you know, the sooner the better, and I can get you some feedback, right? It's not due for a couple weeks, but you need to start thinking about what you're going to do now. For this Module 5 paper, you need 5 references, okay? At least 5 references. So let's look at how to craft those references. This template, all right, is found. I'm going to email it to everybody again today, but and some of you I've sent it. If you click on the link, all right, you're going to find this in the course materials. Okay, if you scroll, here's our extra credit for Meryl Streep here. Tell us something that you learned that was new from the discussion. A lot of you have been doing really great at the extra credit. I must, you know, but we'll go over discussions in a minute. But here, scroll down here, course materials. Okay, this is what we're looking at here. Course materials is what you want to look at. Click on that. All right, here's that study guide again for thesis, right? Here's the book again. Here's tutoring available online if you'd like. You can click on that and make an appointment for someone online to help you. If you don't have that, you have a TA in your class, they should be able to help you, I would hope. APA template to write for the course. Here it is again. You click on that. It's going to download it, right? You have to have Microsoft Word, okay, to open this up. And then here's that template again, okay? How to write your paper. Introduction. Body paragraphs, right? Conclusion, and then a separate page for your references, okay? This is a must to kind of take it up a notch. This is a college paper. However you did it in high school, forget about it, all right? All right? Because apparently everybody's all over the road on this, okay? That's why when you take a course, whether it's with Rasmussen or Michigan State, right? You need to look at that syllabus, right? And find out what the requirements of the course are, okay? You need to look in here, right? It says you need to, look at the description, sources, requirements, right? It'll tell you everything needs to be in that APA format, right? Here it says APA format was established. It's widely used in the social sciences and research-based fields. It's one of the most universally applicable documentation styles of its use. So when you're taking that course, you need to look at that syllabus. How am I supposed to write for this course? Because you know what? The next professor, they're not going to explain it to you. Okay? They're not. And if they do, God, give them a lot of credit, but they're not going to spend the time to do this with you. All right? I'm trying to give you a leg up here. I'm concerned about your GPA. All right? Right? And the only way to improve that is you've got to, unfortunately, I know this is kind of a bummer, man. You've got to conform to their ways, all right? I had to do it. I had a tutor when I was an undergrad because the formats were all different from what I learned in high school. I wanted to get an A, right? I wanted to get a good grade, so I sought out a tutor, right? You guys have got somebody in the classroom that can help you. You've got an advantage. You need to know this stuff going in. No one's going to explain it to you, all right? It's going to be like you're supposed to know. All right. That's why you're here, because you're higher education, right? Not having to reteach you, what's needed. So, okay. So here's your advantage, right? Look at those syllabus, find out what style is available. I've made it available. I'm going to email it to you again. Okay. just so you really need to use this style for the final paper. You've got to have access to Microsoft Word. That's the other thing. I'm kind of curious. A lot of you have been sending me other formats. I don't know if you're doing it on your phone or your iPad or what, but it doesn't allow me to edit things. So when you're clicking on assignments, all right, here's our assignments for Module 4, right? You guys have been doing great with the discussion board. Now, some of you really need to kind of some of the things that have been missing on the discussion board. You've still got a couple days to fix it. All right, you need to talk about what the lasting impact of reality TV is, and on humanities and how we see ourselves as humans. Okay, based on what you've learned about theater, all right, in the readings, what may be some future similarities and differences between reality TV and theater, right? So generally, theater is more scripted, it's more rehearsed. There's more in-depth background because you're someone playing a character that's not of your own, right? Reality TV is quite often, sometimes not, emphasizing a specific character type, right? Or it's supposed to be real, but in some cases, I think it's a little dramatized, right? As we've seen. So you want to make sure that you answer all of this, right? A lot of you have been really passionate and giving some really great insights on the impact of reality TV, but you've kind of forgotten about the theater part, all right? Make sure you answer both of those questions for the discussion board. And then if in your peer post, don't just say, I agree, okay? All right? You need to say, I agree because of this, that, and the other thing, okay? You can't just say, I concur. That's not good enough, okay? That's not going to cut it in a college course, all right? You're just going to get a 0 for that substantive post, or 1 point, right? Instead of 5. Well, there only were 3 in totality. So you really want to pay attention to that, okay? This is how you can take it up a notch, right? We're getting towards the end. These are the things you want to pay attention to, okay? You've got your quiz. A lot of folks have been doing great on the quiz. The live classroom, we've already covered that. And a lot of you have you want to tell me what your favorite film genre is, right? That's the Module 4 live classroom, but we covered that in the last one. I just wanted to kind of make you guys aware of the things that are kind of missing that I'm seeing in general. Some of you have been doing fabulous on this, and you have nothing to worry about. But if you've been getting that APA formatted template, you really need to pay attention to your writing style and adding more clarity to it, okay? Introduction, body paragraphs, conclusion, and then at least reference for the film. You needed to at least reference the film. Now for Module 5, you need to have 5 references, okay? So you need to start putting those together now, okay? So this is the big picture, guys. Let's look at it again. I'm going back to Module 1 here. And when we look at the lesson content for the entire course, right? Remember, we looked at this a bunch of weeks ago, right? Here's our humanities project, right? From the first week, right? You're introduced to major contributors of the humanities and the fields of art, music, literature, and philosophy, all right? Just a few, right? You're going to choose some of the earliest figures as far back as the 14th century all the way up to the 21st century. So you want to explain how each figure and analyze their contributions to culture in each era. Okay, so your final project is due in Module 5. All right, so you got a couple weeks. All right, but so remember this. Remember we did this thesis and outline back in week 2. Okay, so you're going to flesh out that outline into your final comparative analysis. All right. All right. Here are the requirements. Right. It needs to be. This paper should be written in traditional APA research format, right? You're going to choose those 2 figures, right, from the outline, one from the past, one from the present, and compare and contrast their achievements, okay? One from the past, one from the present, compare and contrast their achievements. A lot of folks have missed this. I just want to point it out to you again. Please plan to choose 2 figures of interest to you, right? And most of you have already done that. All right, you've done a great job on that. So the original research paper needs to be 4 to 5 pages in length, double spaced, 12 point, and you need to have a title, captivating title, right? All right, 4 to 5 pages in length, right? Now you don't need this outline for the final paper, but you've already done this in week 2, okay? So your the following evaluation is that APA formatted, right? Proper mechanics, please capitalize proper names. I see some of you don't even capitalize your own name. Yeah, I'm frightened. Okay, 4 to 5 sources from the paper you research. Please use 1 or 2 sources that are available from your online library. Okay, use statements and ideas that your own and blend these with your research. If you want to use actual words from a source, put them in a quotation. All right. So that's take a look at that. These are the requirements. You're going to look at this again in module 5, right? But we're going to get to that next week. If you want to work ahead and look at module 5, you don't have to write a paper for week 6. Okay. All right. No papers in week 6. So we're kind of ramping up for this final comparative analysis that you started back in week 2, right? Remember those 2 people, right? You're going to actually write that paper for module 5. Okay. But now let's just kind of reiterate what we got for module 4 here, guys. All right. We've got, all right, you need to pick that genre of film, right, and describe the unique features, right, and your written assignment needs to be in that APA format, okay? You need to analyze your chosen film, why it's a good representation of that style, all right? Tell us what that style is, and then at least reference the film, okay? Most of you have done that, and I've already given you feedback. I still got a few more of those to grade. I'll have those to you in the next day or so. Discussion board, awesome. You guys have been doing great on that. Make sure you're giving a specific example, right? If you're talking about a specific reality TV show that does this, that, and the other thing, give us a supporting example, okay? And tell us how it compares to theater. Okay, those are the things. I've seen that missing quiz. You guys have been doing great. Live question, most of you have already done that. All right, that's in the previous chat. So I'm hoping this gives you a leg up. I'm spoon feeding here a little bit. Okay, I'm just saying you're not going to get this in the future classes. Okay, I'm trying to give you a leg up now so you pay attention to these details of formatting and writing because the stuff in high school just doesn't cut it. Okay, all right, it's not college level for the most part. All right, I'm just giving you a heads up on that. You've got to take it up a notch, okay? And feel free to, if you've got a rough draft and you want to send it to me early, I'd be happy to give you some feedback. But use that template. I never got a template in college, let alone high school. I had to figure it out for my own. I had to I got a tutor. I wanted to get a good grade, and I knew I was kind of weak on the writing side. So I made sure I, did my due diligence on my end. Don't expect the teacher to tell you, okay? Don't expect the professor to tell you. You're supposed to know, all right? This is stuff that you're already supposed to have in your tool belt from taking English composition in the past. And if it's been a long time or you don't remember anything, get it together, right? This is the only way you're going to make it in college. I'm just telling you right now. I'm giving you tools of the trade here. That you need to know for college courses. It's the only way to make it. If not, you're not going to like it, and you're going to probably go to a vocational school, okay? So I want you to be successful, okay? That's my goal. I'm giving you a little of this detail now so you can be more successful. Some of you have been asking about the quizzes. You definitely need to look at those e-text readings, okay, to help you with those quizzes. If you've been not doing a great job on the quiz, those quizzes are timed, okay? So you have to be focused. You can't have 10 things going on in the room and expect that quiz to be there. You've only got 15 minutes to do it. So you've got to shut the rest of the world out and finish that quiz without any interruption. So for chapter 4, right, we've got 7 and 9, right? But feel free to look ahead at module 5, okay, and get started on that. Check the calendar, right? Check the calendar for due dates. Now, my calendar is a little messy because I got a bunch of classes going on. All right. So now you guys are the ones in green. Okay. So module 4 is due on Friday. Okay. This is your last day to complete this module. You've had a couple weeks to do it. I know we've had a holiday. That's why I gave you a little extra time. Make sure everything's done. Quiz, discussion, written assignments. Okay. That's for module 4. Now looking ahead, right? Your next discussion is due for module 5 is next Tuesday, right? Looking into December, all right? Everything for this class is in green, okay? and that's the end of November there, right? Your Module 5 written assignment, you've got 2 weeks to do it, guys. It's due on December 10th. Okay, so that big paper, the 4 to 5 pages, is due on December 10th. Okay, here's your friendly reminder that the course is going to end on the 21st. Okay, now obviously you can finish this ahead of time, but the last big written assignment is due on December 10th, right? And this is your thesis and outline that's going to come to fruition. Those 2 people that you chose in Module 2, now you're going to write that paper for Module 5. All right, so I hope I cleared up some questions. Please email me, guys. I know some of you have texted me, some of you have called me. That's never a problem. Look, there's a place that you can email me directly under course messages. All right, click here and you can create a message and send it to me. Not a problem. If you haven't checked your course messages, you probably have a whole bunch of messages from me. Okay, all right. I'm actually gonna let me send it to you. I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna select all, right? APA template. All right, I'm just gonna put, here is the template for writing. And I'm gonna just attach it here. Okay, so I'm gonna upload that attachment just in case you haven't found it. Let me just do a search. There it is. All right, everybody's getting that email. Make sure that you check it out. All right, I'm also going to send you, all right, and again, show that I sent it to you because there it is. All right, everybody's gotten that. Everybody on the list. Okay. Let's. Oh, one more thing I wanted to add. How do I do those citations correctly? Okay. So let's say I'm talking about President Obama. All right. And the official Barack and Michelle Obama webpage. All right. Let's say I find something on this site that I use in my paper. All right. Here's the link. I'm going to copy it. All right. I'm going to go to citefast.com. All right. It generates the format for you. All right. I'm going to use that wonderful, here's the APA. I'm going to source a web page. I'm going to type in that site for President Obama. I'm going to save the citation. I'm going to copy and paste it. All right. Here it is. That's how it's supposed to look, APA. I'm going to Control or Command C it. When I go to my Microsoft Word document, ta-da, I just did it. How hard was that? So then when you've got more than one, double space, all right? Let's say I find a web page on Michelle Obama at Stanford University. All right, let's say I went to the Stanford University site and I'm going to use this wonderful parts of this article about Michelle Obama from Stanford University. I know it's a university or a museum site. You're usually in pretty good hands here. I'm going to copy and paste this link. I want to make sure I have the right citation. All right, I'm going to generate a new one, another web page. Here, I'm going to paste that link, hit return, and take a moment here. There it is. Save the citation. All right, copy and paste it. All right, so I'm going to select it, I'll Control C. I'm going to go to my Microsoft Word document. All right, there I've got two references, right? The official Barack and Michelle Obama page. I've got Becoming Michelle Obama, and I've got the perfect format. It's not a pasted link, right? Just doing this would be incorrect, okay? You have to have it in that CiteFast documented style, all right? CiteFast.com is your friend, Okay, I'm going to leave it up there for a minute. Sidefast.com is your friend. That's how you can copy and paste the links that you use, right? And if you were using a video, right, you could copy and paste that video link and get the correct source as well. All right, that's how it's done. That's how to give you a notch up, leg up on this college course stuff. All right, I'm hoping this helps you guys. Please take a look at it. You will like your grade much better. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, you're not paying attention. What's going on? All right, that's all I have. Do I still have here? I am. I'm still on the video here, guys. Good luck. You guys have been doing, you have vastly improved. Some of you have vastly improved from module 1, but we still need to get there. Okay. We need to raise the bar a little higher. I'm concerned about your grade. All right. I want you to do an excellent job, and I'm giving you the tools to make it happen. All right. Good luck with your work. Finish up module 4, start working on that paper. You've got a couple weeks to do it. December 10th is the deadline. All right. Pay attention to those calendar dates. I hope you enjoyed the holiday, and we will see you again soon next week. We'll dive into more detail for module 5. Thanks.